Time now for He's the King, and we are joined by the King himself, Gary Margolis, legendary Southern California gambler, sports bettor, and raconteur. King last week 2-2, and now 9-4 against the spread since we pulled you out of our Radio Shack to become our handicapping guru. Before we get to your picks this week, do you have anything rational to tell us?
Oh, okay. Well, I want to just point out one thing. The AFC North went 3-0 last week. The NFC West, I even know it's the AFC North. You should be proud of me, Norman.
That's very impressive.
The NFC West went 0-3, and now if you do I think we're a couple games ahead now.
So you're okay. I was going to compliment you that you correctly told us a couple of weeks ago that you thought that the NFC West was overrated, but now that you're complimenting yourself, you pretty much disgust me. Go ahead.
I'm sorry about that.
But yeah, that's right. It does appear that there's some weaknesses in the NFC West, and maybe the AFC North is better. Okay, what's on your mind, sir?
Okay, well, I have 4 picks. We'll start with a college one. College, I've only been 1-1, but hopefully this one will get me to 2-1.
Okay. We can do the math. You've been 1-1, and this will get you to 2-1 or 1-2, unless it's a push. And I don't know if there's a half point involved. Then you'll be 1-1-1. You don't have to update us on the math. Just give us the pick and tell us why.
Okay. So I like Miami of Florida over Virginia Tech getting 2 points. Yes, Miami's a better team. Their quarterback, I love that kid. I used to watch him when he was at University of Houston, and he's just done a great job, and he's kind of re-energized the team. They did get killed by Clemson, but every other game they've played well, and that's their only loss, so they're playing good football. And Virginia Tech just lost to Liberty.
Liberty.
You know where that college is, Norman?
Liberty is somewhere up in the sky, I believe. It's God's College in Virginia.
Okay. Well, yeah. That's more than I knew about it.
Well, I'll tell you.
All I know is that they beat Virginia Tech.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just note a couple of things. One, for our listeners, Miami has no student athletes. They're all athletes. And 2, you mentioned the kid who's the Miami quarterback. You don't know his name, but you think he's pretty good.
King.
Okay. Maybe you know his name. Okay. It's easy. It's easy to look it up and tell it to me to make me look bad. All right. What's your next pick?
Okay. My first 2 picks in the NFL, I was just finding it difficult to find picks, but there's one game I really like. So let's start with the Giants getting 3 against the Eagles. They almost beat them the first time. They should have. Their talented tight end missed the ball, and if he had made that catch, the game was already over. I just think that I always like going betting. That's another, of all my little stupid systems. I like betting in the second game, the team that lost the first time, like Tampa did. They got killed.
Right. So in division rivalries, you like going with the other team when the first team wins the first game.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
I actually agree with you here on the Giants. I think it's the first time we've picked the same game. Again, I'm having a little problem with you. You're saying you had trouble finding picks this week. There's 12 or 15 NFL games. We pay you to find picks. I don't want to hear some excuses that there's no good games for you to bet.
Well, I actually have one game I really like. But then my next pick is I'm going to take the Broncos getting 4.5 against the Raiders. The Raiders are the Jekyll and Hyde team. They've beaten the Chiefs. They should have lost last week to the Chargers, except they got really, really lucky when the guy somehow the ball ended up, on the ground after he seemed like he had it all the way. And
So, okay, we have. I know your analysis is good, but it's always a guy or a kid, so we don't have any names. It's the ground. That's the football field. So, but you like the Broncos here as a 4.5 point underdog.
I do. Okay.
Okay, so we actually agree now on 2 games, which, as you know, should worry you.
Okay. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I know. Now it's coming to you.
We better not have this one because everyone likes the other side, and that's another thing I love. When I watch the TV and everyone starts saying, "Oh, all these reasons I like the other side," but I really, really like. And I was worried this game might become a bathroom game where the underdog that I thought might go to favorite. But the more I see all these pundits all picking against me, I'm super excited about this game. In fact, I call this a 2-unit pick.
This is almost this is like your best bet. The rest would be 1-unit picks. This is a 2-unit pick. We understand the unit concept. And what is this best bet of the week?
Oh, I love Seattle getting 2 against the Rams. It opened at 2, kind of switched to 1.5. Now it's back at 2. Is what I've seen it with the numbers that I look at. And Seattle, see, here's the key. Remember, we've talked about the Rams a lot. I think they're the most overrated team in the NFL. They have 5 wins, 1 against the Bears and 4 against the NFC East. It's unbelievable. The NFC West gets all their teams get to play off the NFC East, which is it's kind of a quirky thing. But they try to make the schedule so even. So, the Rams just got so front loaded.
Okay, they rotate which divisions play other divisions.
Oh no! I know. No, it's the schedule is very symmetrical. You know, it's like
it's not symmetrical. It's symmetrical, not quirky. It's not like trying to make them play easy teams. I'm tired of you tearing down the institution of the National Football League. So you think that even though the Seahawks defense is pretty darn bad, Garrett Goff will not be able to do much with them?
But there's a key to this. That's the second half of my conversation. Is the key to beating the Rams is pressuring Jared Goff. He is terrible under pressure, like when the Dolphins pressured him. And the Seahawks defense is abysmal. We know that. But there's one strength they have. In their 44-34 loss to the Buffalo Bills, they had 7 sacks. You know, that's I mean, and none of these, pundits bring out the fact that Jared Goff is awful against pressure.
Okay,
awful.
Yeah. Okay. In his defense, I'm a pundit. Okay, most of us are awful against pressure. I've seen you when you're under pressure. Taco Bell, you have misordered. So it's a human condition. Let's go over your picks real briefly. Miami +2.
Oh, but let me ask you: is Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson awful, and Lamar Jackson awful under pressure? Those guys thrive and do better under pressure.
Yeah, okay, don't give me real data. Yes, you're correct. They are better under pressure. I agree with you. All right.
It is hard, and Tom Brady's terrible at it. Actually,
yeah. Even last week, the pressure got to him, and he was just throwing too quickly. So you got Miami +2, Giants +3, Broncos +4.5, Seahawks +2. You're again, as usual, you are leaning on the underdogs. And what's the jersey behind you before we go? Do you hang up your clothes in a frame and then to keep them cleaner?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a Mike Evans jersey. I don't know even how I got it.
Yeah, okay.
It was an accident.
Okay. All right, as always, thank you, Gary Margolis. And by the way, just Gary, remind me again, why do they call you the king?
I am the king.
All right, that's good enough for me. We'll see you again next week, sir.
All right, great talking to you, Norm.